Forever in My Heart, episode number 8. Haters gonna hate, potato gonna potate, rotis gonna rotate, who cares? You do what you do. Author point of view, manager Miss Shin ordered to everyone to do their work properly. Wine was in charge to serve and take order from them and to be present in the VIP room. There are VIP rooms in the hotel, and why not? It's expensive and popular. Vian was a little nervous because she was thinking it is the Young's family, and her fear came true as she entered the VIP room to take order. Her heart stopped seeing Liam, Sam, Ji Wook, Mi Young, the Young, Mr. and Mrs. Kim, Lee Min, and some other people, which were Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Who are Myung and Ji Wook's parents and Mr. and Mrs. Han? Who are Liam and Sam's parents? All the rich and famous people were there. Well, Vian was not scared or anything, but she was thinking that they will know that she works part time and she does not like to tell anyone about her life. But she shrugged her thoughts and kept a positive smile on her face and went to take their orders. Vian kept a menu in front of each of them and felt 5 pairs of eyes staring at her, and she knew who they were. First was Myung, who was making like she won some sort of trophy. As she was sitting next to Taehyung and smirking like other were, Jiwook and Sam were just looking at her, a little confused. You can say, and then was Liam, who was clearly smirking at Vian with lust or dirty word thoughts in his mind. And last but not the least, Taehyung. No one can describe his emotions. He was gazing at her with emotionless eyes, but there were hundreds, thousands of thoughts going on his brain, like, why is she here? Why is she working here? Should not she be at home? What is her need to work here? And many more. He felt a little amazed, also a little surprised, and much more. Wine bought 90 degrees and said with a smile that was not fake, please decide your order and tell me. She gasped at Taehyung, who was already looking at her. Their eyes met and the time stopped, but then their eye contact broke when Liam called wine for order. Taehyung cleared his throat. I want japchae and spicy rice and salad with kimchi. Liam ordered, and they told their order to Wine, write down, and went to take the order. Wine and two other waitresses came with the food and placed it on the table. She walked to Liam to keep his food in front of him, and Wine was about to go, but Liam held his wrist, stopping her. Wine looked at him in confusion, discomfort, and hesitation, and these things did not go unnoticed by a certain someone. Who was the young? Now I know your little secret, bub, Liam whispered in Wine's ear, and she got a little uncomfortable, so she jerked her hand and walked away. She was passing by Taehyung and Myung's chair when Myung kept her leg in front, intending to make Wine fall. But it did not go unnoticed by Taehyung, so as Wine was about to fall, Taehyung kept his arm, trying to save Wine from fall. He wrapped his one arm around his waist while he was still sitting on his seat, and after that she fixed her posture and looked at Taehyung with a small smile. Thank you, sir. She bowed to him and glared at Myung one last time after understanding she was the cause. and Mi-young. She was already digging holes in Wine's body. Taehyung nodded at Wine before she left from there. He felt happy after seeing Wine smile at him and he did not deny it. The family started to talk, and Taehyung was the only one there sitting silently with a emotionless face, listening to everything they were talking about. Lee Min is a great businessman, Mrs. Kim Taehyung's stepmother, mom, said with a wide grin. He indeed is without any doubts, Mr. Lee replied. He is handsome too, Mi-young said while smirking at Lee Min, which was not unnoticed by Taehyung, and Taehyung is next to take the Mafia King's position, right? Mr. Han asked. Mr. Kim hummed. Why is he the one to take over the throne and not Lee Min? Mr. Han asked. Well, don't want to put Lee Min in danger, Mr. Kim replied, but then realized what he said. And I think Tai is capable for this work. That's why Mr. Kim corrected in hesitation. The young was hurt listening to everything. Well, it's not new for him. But still he is a human, is not he? He excused him from there and went out without eating. Meanwhile, Vine was feeling a bit uncomfortable there, so she asked her manager for leave and she agreed. Vine changed her clothes and went out but stopped, seeing the young looking here and there, so she went to him. Need anything? She asked, making the young to turn to her. Is there any claim and silent place? I'm here. He asked. Wine nodded. Let me take you there. Follow me. He followed Wine and they stopped in a garden with greenery and colorful flowers, with heavenly fragrance and the perfect view of sunset. Bored? Mr. Kim, Wine asked playfully while they walked to the flowers. Taehyung hummed. I don't think you really like family and friend meetings much. I can tell by seeing your face, she said. Yeah, I don't, he replied. What is that? He asked while Wine looked at him. I'm confused. What's up with those cuts and wounds around your neck? I don't think they were there in university, he asked. They did not worry. It's nothing, Vine said, thinking about what happened between her and Mi-young. Well, do you really like Mi-young? Vine asked in hesitation, scratching the back of her neck. Well, why not? He is Vine's crush, and he have a girlfriend who is not so good. The young was about to answer, but they heard someone shouting. He do love me dash. Author point of view. He do love me dash. Vine and Taeyong both turn around to see the owner of the high-pitched, awfully dramatic voice, and it was none other than Myung. It's good to know, Miss Lee, but you don't have to curse to tell me that. Vine bowed at her with a wide, fake smile which almost looked real. Mi-young marched towards both of them and stood beside Tae-young, who was a little confused at Vine's behavior. Just like that, you should know your place, which is in my feet. Mi-young smirked but then frowned at Vine's reply. Yes, ma'am, of course, my pleasure. Vine fake smile and Tae-young also frowned. Why are you acting like this? Mi-young asked. Acting like what, Miss Lee? Vine asked with an innocent look. Are not you being too much? Mi-young yelled at last. How much, ma'am? Vine asked, making Mi-young to rage in anger, so she grabbed Vine's collar and pulled her close. Sorry, Miss Lee, I can't kiss you because I'm not gay. And you also have a boyfriend who is standing next to you. JK's song, hehe. So please leave me. Vine asked as she gaped at Taeyong. Young looked down in embarrassment and left her collar. And there was Taeyong, all amused and surprised by Vine's behavior but keep quiet. I should take my leave now. Have a nice evening, Miss Lee and Mr. Kim. Vine bowed before turning to leave, but then stopped when she heard Young. Stop right there, little dash. Yes, ma'am. Vine turned to her with a really fake smile. Young marched towards her, held her collar before punching Vine on her stomach. The young gasped and about to stop her but stopped when she saw his family and the others coming there. He thought they will also say something but did not, and his father gave him a don't stop her look, so he stopped. Your parents thought you know manners, did they? Mi-young yelled at Vine. Her heart clinched hearing her words because her parents were never with her. She had not even talked to them in months. They did not even care to check up on her, but there was something more than pain. Anger, dash, it was all. Vine said it last before grabbing Mi Young's hair as she groaned in pain. Leave my hairs, dash, Mi Young ordered. Oh, so now you wanna see the real dash, don't you? Let me show you, Vine said with full sarcasm before leaving her hair and hitting her stomach with her knee. Mi-young screamed in pain. You are going to lose your job today, Mi-young warned. I don't care, I pat the town red. Vine sang with a smirk. You dash, Mi-young cursed her. Me the devil, me a real bad dash, me rebel. Vine sang again with a grin. And there were those dumb blind people standing there like some sort of statue who are watching a daily dramatic drama on the TV, enjoying it with popcorns. Vine turned around to leave, but she grabbed Vine's wrist and punched Vine in the face, causing her lip and nose to bleed. And our brave Vine is not going to sit back, so she gave a flying kick to Mi-young, and she fell on the ground. Vine dusted her hands, fixed her clothes, and smirked in victory. Miss Yoon Vine, you are fired. The manager called, came to Vine in full rag and was about to slap her, but Vine held her wrist. Dash your job. You are not firing me. I am the one leaving the job. Just dash it. I don't dash care. One should and gave a glance to everyone and then bowed. Bye everyone, have a nice evening. Vine smiled before leaving from there. And now the statue decided to react. Taeyong was in shock. Mrs. Kim and Mrs. Lee went to help Mi-young, and some were too shocked to utter a word. She will regret it, Mi-young said. Yes, she definitely will, Mrs. Kim assured her. Meanwhile, Vine came back to her home as it was already dark. She skipped her night shift today. She heard her aunt when she entered the house. Why are you back early? I got fired, Vine answered. What? How can you? Her aunt marched towards her and slapped her, but she did not reach. You useless, pathetic piece of shit. She slapped her again and her eyes became teary. Aunt, forgive me. I will find a new job. You are good for nothing. We are paying your university fee, and here you are so ungrateful. Aunt, you are paying nothing. I am in that university because I got a scholarship. So now you are talking back to me, Dash. Vine's aunt grabbed her wrist and walked to kitchen. Her son grabbed a knife and gave a slight cut on her arms as she winced in pain. Leave it hurts, Vine cried. Now cook the dinner before I do something more. With that, her aunt left. She cried a little but got up and started to cook. Suffering from so much pain, she succeeded in making dinner and served her so called uncle, aunt, and cousin. They started to eat when wine just started at them. Go to your room, you are not getting food today as a punishment. Mr. Yoon, her uncle, ordered, and without saying anything, Vine ran to her room and locked herself in and started to cry in the most hurtful voice. Why me? She said, not being able to breathe because of tears. She continued to try to cry, thinking about her painful life and writing everything that happened today in her diary, like she is telling it to her best friend. She cried whole night and eventually fell asleep with the bad fat sleeping next to her.